Welcome back to Project Zomboid. In the last episode, I made my way from a broke boy living in a trailer park to absolute CEO with a dashing suit. I was then shot 57 times. Along the way, we discovered the many wonders of Knox County, such as garbage, shootouts, creepy tunnel, shruggers, awful drivers, game crashes, and of course, voluntary manslaughter. Today, we're going to try to save this hellhole known as Knox County by making our way into a secret CIA base located in the middle of nowhere, committing at least 27 different federal offenses in the span of 35 seconds, going inside, and then disabling the nuke. Standing in my way will be not only local law enforcement, but also the US Army, and of course, the IRS. Needless to say, it won't be an easy task. This job is only fit for the most elite of terrorists ready to fight against the government, which is why I hired mine off Fiverr. His commission price was about $2.55. With this in mind, and with the threat of Obama drones striking me for trespassing on government property, I think it is time to let us begin. I bet you were expecting the let us again.
I live in a low-income housing environment that goes by the government name of Section 8. Me and a group of my allies control certain areas of this section in order to run our illegitimate business. We possess unregistered firearms, stolen vehicles, mind-altering inhibitors, and only use cash for financial purchases. If anyone would like to settle unfinished altercations, I will be more than happy to release my address. I would like to warn you, I am a very dangerous person, and I regularly disobey the law.
Our run starts here, in this random house. After taking inventory, grabbing some loot, and then going outside, I was shot to death by the cops. Hello again. As it turns out, we won't be getting anywhere if we simply brute force our way through law enforcement. Meaning, we need a new plan. This time around, I got one of my associates to drop off a car at my spawn location. This is absolutely essential for the operation. We would start off by hitting the gun store. If I kept my vehicle running just outside the entrance, I could quickly get in and escape the police as soon as they came looking for me. With these weapons, I could then drive all the way down to Rosewood. From here, I would take the unmarked path through the forest into the military base, where I would fight to disable the nuke. If at any point the police, military, or someone else killed me, I would have to restart. Meaning, the further I get, the higher the stakes are. Let's start with the gun store. Driving to the gun store as usual, I left my car running right in front of the door. Heading inside the store, there were a couple of other customers. These would not hesitate to beat me to death given the opportunity. So I took a quick look around the store while I waited for them to leave. Then, I shot the clerk to death. And this would only be the absolute beginning of my crime spree. As it turns out, by leaving the area shortly after committing a crime, the police never even bothered to show up. This allowed me to return multiple times to the gun store, letting me acquire ridiculous firepower. By the time I was done, I had shotguns, pistols, a MAC-10, an MP5, ammo for everything, assorted attachments, and more. Now I had weapons, but I also had a little problem on my hands. Back in the first episode, I said, in the Week 1 mod, the military will eventually set up some barricades. Yeah, those little shits are back. And this time around, I do not have a sledgehammer to break through. For all intents and purposes, I was absolutely fucked. I had to escape West Point. The question was how. My first idea was to try and find a sledgehammer. And after driving through a million roads looking for one, and even checking stores where tools can spawn, I can confirm there isn't a single fucking sledgehammer anywhere in this city. Which leads me to my second idea. You see, during my looting spree, I acquired an axe and a machete, both of which are capable of cutting down trees. Now, all I needed was a border that went into a forest. Then I could chop around it, essentially making my own way out of the city. There was, however, one small problem. Slow. This border was an option, sure, but the amount of trees I would need to remove just to get around it made me rethink my choices. My new plan was now to look for a different exit, preferably with less trees. But first, I had to swindle a gas station. Do you remember how I got robbed for 20 bucks in the last episode? Well, today, I'm getting my revenge. If you cancel the gas tank refill just before your gas tank is actually full, you won't lose any money. This is also known as stealing. This looked like my way out. Not only did it have considerably less trees than the other exit, but it also led into a field of sorts. All I needed was one little hole in the wiring and I would be out of here. There was no hole in the wiring. Thankfully, we still had plan A, so I got to work cutting down trees. However, as I was making my way out, something malicious was brewing.
What the fuck? Did the West Point PD really let this motherfucker get out? Shit. Sir, I have new intel. The West Point PD reported that a vehicle with a suspected anarchist left their jurisdiction circa 5 minutes ago. It's unknown where he's headed to, but combined with the threats we've received over the last week, we estimate the anarchists will be trying to assault Fort Brickleberry.
Interesting. We cannot afford to have them interfere with the launching of the nuke. Tell the squad commanders to send extra reinforcements to Fort Brickleberry, priority plus Omega.
Roger that, sir. Squad Commander J3, this is headquarters. Do you copy?
Copy that, HQ. This is J3. Reporting for duty.
I have direct commands from TLFNM. Send immediate backup to Fort Brickleberry. Emergency code OMGON.
Copy that, HQ. Relaying.
Warning. Code OMGON has been issued. This is not a drill. All units report to Elephant. Repeating. Code OMGON has been issued. This is not a drill. All units report to Elephant. Repeating. Code OMGON has been issued. This is not a drill. All units report to Elephant.
Our next destination was Rosewood. You see this exit? Guess where it goes? Wrong! It leads to this path, which, despite looking unassuming at first, leads to this path, which then leads to this path, which then leads to Area 51. And as much as I wish this section was as cool as the background music, it was sort of just... This would be a really good time to talk about a sponsor, or maybe insert a funny meme. Unfortunately, absolutely fucking nothing happens for the next 40 minutes. All I do is drive, 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 sleep. Drive, 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 drive. Oh wait, we're at the dirt path. This path is what's known as a to navigate. Not only is it off-road, but there's also a bunch of forking paths, many of which lead absolutely nowhere. This did not deter me, and eventually, I actually managed to make it to the front gate. Saturday, July 10th, 1993. A lone gunman makes his way to a covert US Army base. When asked to step out of his vehicle by the front gate security, he doesn't comply. Instead, he opens fire. This gunman, known as John Anarchy, would then initiate a multiple hour-long standoff with US troops, resulting in the deadliest conflict where one party is only one man. After clearing out the majority of troops stationed at the military compound, John would proceed to make his way inside, clearing each room of hostiles methodically. While John would receive several shots from troops entrenched deeper within the base, he performed first aid on himself, ignoring the pain for the sake of his mission. After clearing the top floor of hostiles, John found the entrance into the main stairwell. After manually breaching into the stairwell, he would then descend 16 floors to get into the control room. After reaching the lower floors, John swept the area and then entered an elevator, which would lead him to his final destination. This was it. I was at the end of the journey. I could see just ahead of me exactly where I had to go. It was time to end this.
Sig kill 9. Launch sequence deactivated.
So, that's it. We won. Right? Right?
Impressive. I did not expect you to get this far. Although you disabled the launching of the nuke, you had forgotten one crucial detail. You never disabled remote access to the facility self-destruct sequence. In T-minus 60 seconds, this entire compound will be revealed in the crater. Goodbye, John. This is where you meet your end.
Oh fuck. Oh damn, that looks pretty bad. You know what? I think I should call him maybe.
Oh yeah.
Hey man, I didn't know it was gonna blow up and shit. I'm still gonna pay for this, right?
Yeah, I saw that it blew up.
Yeah?
I'll still pay you.
Yeah, if you could, yeah, that would be awesome, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send you a
thanks.
tip,
Yeah,
actually.
thanks.
Okay,
Bye.
Yeah, bye.